If you only had 2 hours a day to work on your goals, what would you do? This question forces you to prioritize what is actually important, and that's what I love about it. If your goal is to get good grades, you would not highlight your whole textbook and make pretty notes. No. Instead, you would do some practice papers and learn on what will actually be on the exam. When we limit our time, we truly realize what is actually important, and this is also when we realize that we spend most of our day doing what's not important. Throughout school, I almost never studied, but I always got good grades, and even now in the little bit more difficult school, I still got amazing grades with barely any studying. The reason why I did so well is because I used 3 brain cells to realize that 80% of what they teach you in the classroom does not matter. There's just 2 or 3 things that actually matter and are important for the test. I literally just did the practice papers and tasks because they can't really test anything else. It's always the same questions, just phrased a little bit different. But the basics, they all stay the same. My teacher always talked a lot, and at some point I was just tired of hearing him talking, so I did work for school in school. I saved myself time like that and learned a lot more by myself. I also did that with a lot of motivation, because for me it would mean that I don't have to study or do homework at home. And I realized that this applies to everything else. So it doesn't matter what you want to do, only 2 or 3 things really make a difference. So for me, I do 1 hour of recording, or in general working on my YouTube videos per day, or 1 hour on any physical activity. Doesn't matter if it's the gym, if it's football, or if I just go for a walk. And for school, I almost finish everything in class, or when I'm home I can finish everything for the whole week in 2 hours of deep, very focused work. At the moment we have a big project in school with 7 big main parts, and on Sunday afternoon I finished a whole part in just a couple hours, and that is all because I was really focused and in a flow state. So I'm done, weeks before the deadline, and some of my classmates did not even start yet. You just have to sacrifice 2 or 3 afternoons and you finish pretty much all of your work. If I had 2 hours a week to work on YouTube, fitness and school, I would think, what would I do? What would I really focus on? So all I do is those few things, and I cut out the rest. I only focus on the important parts, and nowadays I'm finished with all of my work for the day at 9 p.m. and the most of the time I go to sleep. And that's crazy if you think about it, because I always hear my classmates talking oh my god, I was awake until 11 p.m. I was awake until 3 a.m. did school, work. And I listen to this and I think to myself, I was sleeping at this point. And they were stressed because they know they had to finish their work. And I was just chilling and sleeping. That's pretty funny, right? And this is when people come and say, oh, bro, if you were in India, you wouldn't be able to make it with only studying 2 hours a day. Oh my god. I'm sorry, but look, the reason that most students, and it doesn't matter where you're from, the reason that most students around you cannot do well, not focus, is because they have messed up attention span. Really think about it. Really visualize. Put yourself in my shoes, right? I don't play video games. I barely use any social media. I use it for maximum 10 minutes a day. I haven't done those things in such a long time. I don't watch TV. I don't watch any series. I have so much time in my day and so much mental space. That's why I can say that I'm productive all day. I think the main issue is that most people don't understand what productivity means. Being productive doesn't mean that you are working all day. Productive means that you're just doing something for your future self. So in that way, sleep is productive. Socializing with people is productive. Being productive is just playing the best move on the board. After studying for 2 hours, I know the best move for me is to don't study anymore. It's not like a stupid contest on, or I study for 5 hours a day, I study for 7 hours a day, I study for 45 hours a day. Look, anybody can put in the work. It's not about who can sit there for 12 hours, it's about who can get the best grade by studying the least. I mean, that's the guy who wins. That's the guy who isn't depressed. That's the guy who finished work at 9 p.m. and has free time to do a lot of good habits, like the gym or just getting more sleep. And at the end of the day, all those good habits from the free time come back and improve the quality of studying and your focus. Because he has no bad habits. The guy who studies all day has no time to actually learn. And maybe you're not like me and every day you need a little bit more time. Instead of 2 hours, you maybe need 3 or 4 hours. That's fine. Some days I need a little bit more time too. All what I want to say is to just focus on the 2 or 3 things that matter the most and cut out all the distractions. I promise you that in your day you can save hours of your time. So again, genuinely ask yourself, if you only had 2 hours a week to work on your goals, what would you do? Tomorrow, only do those 2 or 3 vital tasks and cut out the rest. And at the end of the day, you will see that you did less but accomplished more. And that's productivity. Take action. I love you. Bye.